All right. Ugh.
Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, podcast. Girlfriends who wish my bib to the second of these detailed reasons.
Yep. Yeah, it's been quite a week. Seems like I say that at a lot lately, but yeah, as it gets closer, closer to Christmas, it gets more and more busy, and yeah, unfortunately, I once again managed to not get a video ready for this week, and it's funny. I did invite my cousin over today, but like, so about 4 o'clock, it's like okay, odds are they're not showing. So it's like, okay, gonna start recording, and then I get a call. It's like, oh, they're coming over. It's like, so yeah, that happened again. But yeah, we hung out. I went out to get dinner because my aunts that I live with, they were out of town today, so like they weren't getting back till late. So yeah, hang out, recorded a reaction, snack react video that'll probably be up sometime in January, and then went to get dinner and stuff. So that happened. Also moved some cabinets around yesterday, actually went to work. And finally, the most importantly, I actually finished up getting all the videos edited. So like they're all set on up on YouTube to be published for when I schedule them. So that's one less thing I have to worry about.
Well, I don't know why I've been putting this off for quite a bit, but the movie, the movie nights I've had with family have been going pretty well.
That's good.
Got some of my yearly wa- yearly watchings finished. Hoping to get another one down this weekend.
Hmm.
And we're playing hotel again, sort of, but only until Sunday.
Hmm.
At least it's not a hospitality issue.
Right.
Okay, on a more international note, the rec teases some training resume for Black Adam and reaffirms production start date.
Hmm.
Soon to be kicking off this spring. Seems Patty Jenkins is taking some inspiration from books and games for her approach for Rogue Squadron.
Okay.
Ming-Na Wen's Finnick Shad was unveiling a new character poster for The Mandalorian. Things are going between Willem Dafoe and Johnny Depp in terms of who's playing the Joker for Robert Pattinson's Batman. Here's some things from Joe Manga Neilio. Probably the worst phone call I've ever received was when Batfleck wasn't happening.
Ah.
Then there were about 7 others that followed up that one, including other Death Star projects that weren't happening, so those were tough. Seems he's using Justice League as a chance to tease Slate's future. Looking to slightly improve on what he was originally going to bring to the table. Seems landing his role as Flash Thompson for Spider-Man wasn't far from smooth sailing.
Oof.
I won't name names, but there was someone who didn't want me. So for a month and a half, they went ahead and auditioned everyone else in town over again. Christmas Eve got the call. Seems the way it was praised by my agent at the time was, didn't find anyone else.
Hmm.
Demira Morrison's reportedly cast into the Kenobi show.
Okay.
Henry Cavill forced to take hiatus from season 2 of The Witcher following an injury.
Ooh, that's not good.
Snyder restoring the Dawn of Justice IMAX ratio for apparent re-release. We got some concept art regarding Star Wars. In the High Republic, we got ship designs as well as the Jedi Watchtower. And apparently, there was a original version of Rise of Skywalker that was supposed to include a lightsaber duel on Tatooine.
Right.
Black Adam is its Cyclone. Contessa Swindell joining the Justice Society. Okay. Yeah, while we're doing this news bit, I'm actually preparing for next week's topic. Like, yeah, checking the animated films of the decade, seeing what was good, what's not. Figure, get prepped ahead of time. Good for you. Hillstrom canceled at Hulu after just one season.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, from what I've heard, that thing's had like all sorts of issues.
It's funny though, they say it's the end of the Marvel television era, but with Disney's announcements,
Yeah.
I imagine there's a bit of a resurface.
Here's hoping.
We got a poster for the new Mortal Kombat, which is going to be getting a simultaneous HBO Max and theatrical release. Maggie Q lined up for a key role in The Peacemaker. Jenna Master and Star Steel still being cast. R rating set for, R rating likely to be set for Justice League, getting a theatrical release.
Yep. Yeah, I heard that apparently Batman will use the F word. Uh,
I'm suspecting a bit more gore than the first version.
yeah.
So we've already gotten rumors regarding Defoe's return as Green Goblin, but also apparently Thomas Ian Church could be returning as Sandman.
Yeah, say what you will about Spider-Man 3, but he was actually pretty good in it.
Emma Furman being recast in Quantumania. Naturally not too pleased about it, but doesn't think that her future in the MCU is in shambles.
Hmm.
Also thanks the fans for their support. Ooh, the Mission Impossible 7 crew were blasted by crews for breaking certain protocols in London.
Yeah, I heard about that one. Like, ooh.
Speculation mounts regarding Gyllenhaal's return as Mysterio. Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror, rumored in Loki.
Yeah.
Mulaney's being excited to be cast as Walters.
What? There's a Top Cat movie? What? Huh. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm looking through the past films of the decade. Eh,
That's another one for the Cayman Went list. Anyway, Hurd is super excited about the reshoots for Snyder.
hmm.
Thomas Jane's looking to direct John Bernthal in a new Punisher movie. Star-Lord is now by. The question is, will the MCU follow suit?
Right.
New series, Marvel Studios Legends. Mandalorian spinoff announced for next year. God, it seems to have a better time with Jenkins as opposed to Snyder.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Oh wait, my mistake. It was apparently she has a bit of work. I mean, oh wait, my mistake. It was actually Whedon.
Right.
Certain crew members have reportedly quit following the tirade. MI7. Reportedly, the Spider-Man deal has been extended.
Hmm.
Snyder League has been teased for a March release.
Eh.
Cyberpunk 2077 removed from the PlayStation Store. Refunds offered.
Yeah, they screwed up big time. I heard there's potential talks of class action lawsuits and might be getting started up. And boy oh boy, I'm sure the shareholders are not happy. It's like this game has been in development for like 8 years. But I'm sure management decided not to listen to the developers and like, no, 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 we want it out now. It's like, hello, this is how we got Sonic 06. Like, you don't rush development.
And some I reminded who I saw over the live airwaves in concert today. Don't know why I forget. Don't know why I forgot she was performing. Holland shows interest with the working with the Spider-Verse team.
Hmm.
Seriously, Jenkins had to say when she was approached regarding Rogue Squadron. It would really depend on what the story was.
Hmm.
Just always want to make sure I can make an amazing movie. She has a bit of a past for this kind of stuff and apparently grew around fighter pilots. Seems to be the kind of movie she's been dying to make.
Hmm.
Naturally feeling a bit of a pressure. But she describes the experience with Wonder Woman to me. Not too much pressure. So she's used to the fact.
Hmm.
Quote from Gamma Chan regarding our MCU return. I encountered Kevin Feige during the awards circuit for Crazy Rich Asians, and out of the blue, he just came up and said, "We'd love to have you back." Apparently, he saw the film and said, "We'd love to make better use." Pedro Pascal shrugged off claims over his demands for more facial showings.
Yeah.
Brenda Hildebrand and Mirren Duckley joined Lucifer's final season. Nomad project rumored to be in development at Marvel.
Hmm.
British Isles, the PVOD for 1984, January 13th. The Kotobukiya princess prototypes were just revealed.
Ooh. I haven't seen. Oh, it's only the top post on EQD. Hmm.
3 minutes.
Oh, no wonder I haven't seen it yet. Not bad.
Yeah, I made the switch and there it was. New book in the Tales of Equestria, Compendium, arriving early next year.
Hmm.
Best Hair Day Kittens went up on Amazon. Bizarre Frozen Pony crossover bootleg came up.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, what?
Well, it's been 7 years since Nightmare Raid, and we're finally getting the rest of the main six in Nightmare forms in Game Loft.
Yeah, that. I tried getting into the mobile game. It's like, okay, so collect gems, get ponies, but some ponies you have to buy. But what do these ponies do? They don't really do anything other than be there. It's like, eh. Yeah, it's just.
Building Spectrum's a little interest. Some, building Spectrum's something that someone has, something that certain people have to get used to, but finally we have our Kill report for this week. Tiny Lister, Finnick from Zootopia, one of the bigger ones was Boba Fett.
Yeah.
This one hits me and my family personally. Robert Lee Newman. He was a Seattle local. He used to play multiple characters on a show that my mom grew up with.
Hmm.
And only 8 years after the main star.
Yep.
Canadian Hall of Fame racehorse, awesome again.
Mm-hmm.
And Rinkin, who was a Tony winner. I believe Chicago was in her rep. Hall of Fame singer Charlie Pride, and two authors at different ends of the pond, Terry Kay and John Le Carre.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of a long list this week. So, the recap for this week. This time we watched Claws, the 2019 film.
Unfortunately, the guy who suggested it sadly couldn't make it tonight, but yeah, he definitely has the. I can definitely remember he had the high price for it.
Yeah, and like it is well deserved. Like, but not getting into any spoilers. Like, I actually quite enjoyed it. Like, sure, some parts I kind of predicted what was going to happen next, but any given movie, there's probably something like that here or there. But yeah, so the movie starts off with Jesper, who he's the son of the royal postmaster general, and yeah, he's basically been, how should I put it, doing bad on purpose to flunk out of the postman academy. You're like, oh, like he feels he's only there because his dad's making him be there, and like, okay, doing horribly on purpose. Oh no, you'll have to send me home. Oh, whatever will I do? And yeah, his dad sees right through this. It's like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. You're going to go all the way up to Spearensburg and be the postman there. And in a within a year, you will like you will post 6,000 letters. And if you don't, all the stuff you enjoy, all your money, you get none of it. You will be cut off. And it's like, as you can imagine, Jesper's like, what? You're joking, right? You're, oh, oh, you're not. Come on, really? It's like you can tell his dad is like, it's kind of harsh, but it's like, yeah, he has a point. Like Jesper needs a wake up call. Like, so yeah, he eventually gets up to Smearensburg. Last portion of the trip, he actually has to take a boat, and like it's all cold and snowy, and yeah, the guy who took him in the boat, the ferryman Mogans. I guess that's his name. Yeah, the viewing was a bit hectic, a lot of stuff going around, so I missed a few bits, but and it's the town slash fish. Now, she came to be a teacher, so yeah, she's selling fish in order to make enough money to get out. And just also learns that the town basically, how should I put it? it there's basically families in this town, and they're at war with each other. Like they don't belong at all. What? Like, yeah, it's very nasty. Jesper has to live in this rundown shed, like holes in the roof. The path to the bathroom is like single boards nailed together over a drop. And it's like, this is not structurally sound. So yeah, it, it becomes immediately clear to Jesper that, yeah, this is gonna be an issue. And like the problem is because everyone's at war with each other, and yeah, basically have no reason to contact the outside world. There are no letters. But eventually, one day, oh, hold on. Mm.
Good time to go through the voice voice opportunities.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
We had Jason Schwartzman,
Okay, what has
whose la-
he done?
whose last whose last credit I'm familiar with is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Hmm.
And while J.K. Simmons is our titular character, he's also a drill sergeant that we didn't mention.
Hmm. Oh yeah, the drill sergeant. Yeah, I forgot to talk about him because really, like, he's there for one scene and never again. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, Alva is Rashida Jones. What's she done? Uh,
Ooh, she's both the Office and Parks and Recreation.
filmography. Okay. Add to KTV.
Mogans. For some reason, I could somehow pinpoint. Although
Norm Macdonald. Huh.
I don't know why his name struck me a bell, but
Let's see now. Eskel Ellingbo is William Sasso, or Will Sasso is plays. Uh, uh, let's see, what has he done?
Saturday Night Live, that's it.
Ah, and let's see now. And Joan Cusack is Tammy Crumb, the matriarch of the Crumb family, who is, of course, warring with the Ellenbows. Okay, John Cusack. Not to be confused with John Cusack. Mm,
I think I'm a bit more familiar with her than him.
anyway, so one day Jesper is going along, like, trying to find any letter to send, and down floats a drawing, and yeah, he hears a voice, like, one of the a child in one of the houses, like, "Hey, wind blew mine now. Can you give it to me?" And he gets an idea, like, "Well, you see, I'm a mailman, and like, I can mail this to you, but I'm gonna need postage. So can you like give me a penny? I can the letter and put it in the mailbox." And like he's trying to get that, but then I believe the boy's father shows up with his dogs, and the dogs start chasing him. Oh, I forget. When does Klaus get mentioned? Uh, so I think it was somewhere around there. Anyway, oh no, now I remember. Klaus Klaus gets mentioned when the ferryman shows up for all the letters, of which there are none, and Jesper asks like, "Hey, anyone living on this section of the map?" Like, "Oh yeah, Klaus." Like, very reclusive. I bet he'd love a visitor. So yeah, he figures like, oh okay, maybe he'll have some letters. So he gets to Klaus's house, like very treacherous pathway there, very narrow bridges, very dangerous. And he goes into the house, and almost immediately he's I forget, is it which ones are the ones that hang from the ceiling? Stalactites, icicles. I'll just call them icicles. Icicles basically fall down and pretty much block the front door so he can't get out.
Is
But
it?
like he's looking around the house, and it's filled with toys. And it's like, okay, get to the window, I can get out through there. But then he sees someone passing by, a tall figure wielding an axe.
I was gonna say it is winter, so icicles was the best option.
Yeah, and it's like Jesper is freaking out. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Uh, so he starts running away and gets out his car to leave, and ends up dropping his bag, which had the letter, which had the picture in it, or letter, or whatever. And, Klaus catches up with Jasper. It's like, this place, the place in the drawing, because the boy drew his house, or was it the boy? Yeah, the boy drew his house. Like, gonna deliver a thing there. It's like, and Jasper's like, oh, okay, like, I can tell you, like, okay, no, I'll show you. I'll show you where it is. And yeah, makes Jesper go into the house and deliver the package, which happens to be a toy. And this causes is the children to talk about what happened. Like, oh hey, this letter got delivered to Claus, and I got a present. Or I got a toy. It's like, and Jesper hears this like, oh yeah, if you give me letters to give to Claus, you'll get toys. Now remember, don't tell everyone like, if you want toys, give me letters for Claus. And internally, he's like, I'm betting internally, he's like, yes, 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 perfect. But yeah, so it's like some more letters come in. So he delivers more toys with Claus, and yeah, one of the hold on, just gonna take a sip. Oh, move this over here because uh, don't want this leaking out. Uh, gotta hate this packaging sometimes. Uh, anyway, so yeah, the one of the crumble is toys leads him to play with an Ellenbow girl, and their families are not happy. It's like, what are you doing? We're at war with that family. You don't hang around with them. You're supposed to attack them, as is tradition. Like, for as long as we know, we have been at war with the other family. That is how it always has been. It is how it always will be.
I should note that even though this is a Hatfield McColt situation, like Hatfield McColt situation, it's a little strange that this time we don't get an explanation as to the starts, sort of like a
Yeah.
single solitary object or something, unlike in the Hatfield, or I mean, the Hooffield and McColt.
Yeah. I was mainly thinking like, oh right, it's like that pony episode. Maybe they wanted to leave it up to interpretation. Like, oh, what do you think caused it all to happen? Okay, my guess is way back when they were having pie and one of the Ellen O's took a slice of pie from the crumbs and they got really angry and they started fighting over it and okay, that's how it all started.
Actually, kind of worse,
That
given that we get some cookings later.
yeah. But yeah, so like as the toys keep coming out and the letters keep coming in, the legend of Claus begins to grow. But like yeah, Claus gets sent letters and people get the children mysteriously get toys in the middle of the night while no one's watching when everyone's asleep. And yeah, Jesper actually leaves coal in the stocking of a bully. It's like, and he's like, oh well, Claus sees what you do. He knows he has a naughty list, and only good children get toys. So the children start doing good things around town, town, and it actually starts getting the people to, not try to kill each other. Which, hey, improvement. But yeah, as you can imagine, the family elders are not pleased with what's going on. It's like, what? We're not supposed to get along. We're supposed to be at war. So they each try to sabotage Jesper and Claus, which ends up with the postal car losing its wheels and sailing over town with reindeer. So now the legend involves a a sleigh with magical flying reindeer.
Yeah, at some point,
Like,
at some point, his horse was one single horse is not enough.
yeah, like too much weight. Need to get rid of some of the stuff. But Jesper was like, "Well, no, we need more toys so we can get more letters. So more toys, more letters." But I'm not telling why. So they managed to wrangle up some reindeer. But yeah, this is one of those holiday movies that doesn't beat you over the head with the fact that it's a holiday movie, which I really appreciate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's surprisingly subtle, but you do pick up on
Yeah,
some of what they try,
like
some of what the meanings and whatnot.
I mean, Christmas does come up as like a major end goal for the amount of letters Jesper needs, but it's like and like being a major goal point, they don't really like. Yeah, they don't go about like whole holidays festiveness season. Oh, they do a little bit later on, but again, it's very subtle.
It's subtle. There's build up.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's getting to the end of the year and the deadline's approaching, and Claus is kind of starting to run out of toys. So it's like, okay, we need more toys for Christmas. Because what would be better than a Christmas where the children wake up to brand new toys? And it's like, I, I even I've like got the place ready for the workshop ready. Like this will be the wood stuff. Here can be the mechanical stuff. And ooh, what's this over here? It's like, ooh, and yeah, he uncovers a wooden display with figures of a man and a woman, and yeah, it's kind of personal for Claus, and basically, like, yeah, get out. Yeah.
You get
Oh,
this. You definitely get the
yeah,
suspicion there's something deep going on.
yeah. Ooh, I kind of neglected to talk about Alva. So yeah, she basically earlier on, the kids were sending letters, and but some of the kids want to send letters, but they don't know how to read. It's like, wait a minute, there's a teacher in town. Go over there. She can teach you to read. And Elvis basically like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get out of here. I ah. And he points out like helping children, helping them learn. Isn't that why you became a teacher in the first place? And so she starts to teach them very reluctantly. But but yeah, they start to learn how to read and write, and it's work in progress. But anyway, so yeah, Claus has kicked Jesper out. I want to say Jasper because that sounds more natural, but Jesper. But yeah, it's like he is feeling kind of down, and one of the children is a let's see now, is a Sami child. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, Jesper has no idea what she's saying, but yeah, they talk for a bit, and Jesper gets an idea. He he goes to Elva. It's like, do you understand this, child? It's like, and she does. So they work out translating, and they they start to get a bit closer, and like he learns that she wants a boat. So since Claus isn't exactly in a good mood right now, Jesper decides like, okay, I'll make the boat. Now, obviously, since he has no woodworking experience, it doesn't exactly go that great. And but eventually, Claus shows up to help make the boat, and we learned that yeah, he used to have a wife, Lydia, and like they wanted to have children, so like trying for children, and he would make toys for the children they were hoping to have, but they never had any children. And then Lydia became sick and died, and yeah, he's just been making birdhouses since then. And but yeah, doing this work with the children has made him feel things like he hasn't felt since then. It's like joy and whatnot, and like so it's like he decides to help Jesper with his Christmas plan, and they're joined by a oh yeah, the Sami girl is named Margu, and basically she and her people from a settlement help out and to take care of stuff, and they actually give him a traditional red suit. And yeah, Jesper starts thinking like things have gotten so much better around here, and like I'm so close to my goal, but do uh so he's having second thoughts about the whole leaving thing,
especially following
especially what.
especially following a particular quote that comes about. Pops up quite a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was something like I forget exactly what it was, but basically like an act of kindness will basically cause more acts of kindness to happen. And it's like, yeah, Elvis shows him that like the town's gotten a lot better, and yeah, people aren't trying to kill each other anymore. So it's like, yeah, he's definitely considering staying. But meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, yeah, the family elders meet up and decide to form a temporary truce, and they discover the deadline and post a whole bunch of letters. So like, oh, he met his goal. He can leave now. So on Christmas Eve, Jesper's dad shows up. Like, hey, good job on those letters. You can get all your rich people stuff again. which, yeah, Alva and Claus overhear this, and like, yeah, I knew this was coming, and it's like, get out, it's like, just no, and yeah, so Jesper starts to leave, gets in the car, and you know, starts to leave, and they get to the boat, and Mogens is like, wow, never before have I seen someone feeling more down leaving than when they first showed up. And Jesper's dad's wondering what's going on, and basically he tells them everything. And like, yeah, his dad's proud of him. It's like, okay, you can stay.
Give credit that these kind of situations don't take up, say, a large portion.
Yeah, we don't actually, of course, we don't actually see that conversation on screen. Actually, what we see is that we see the boat leaving and fading away into the fog, and Margaret was like, "No, come back, Jesper!" It's like, "No," and we see Jesper on the dock. It's like, "Oh, looks like I missed my boat." And he explains what happened. But yeah, unfortunately, the elders and the remaining warring family members have shown up to Claus's place to destroy all the toys. The Jesper shows up to stop them, and basically he ends up. The toys were elevated in a bag on a hook. He manages to drop the bag into the sleigh. It's like, okay, reindeer, come on. Except the reindeer were not attached, and the sleigh slides away. And then we have a chase sequence. It's like they're trying to destroy the toys, and like, uh, and like the bag's starting to get ripped, and toys start falling out, and ooh, and sorry, burrito I had starting to fight back. Ooh, and during the chase, the Mr. Ellingbo's daughter and Mrs. Crumb's son fall in love, I guess, because she was gonna fall off a cliff and he saved her. So yeah, the chase is still going on, and oh hey, look, a cliff. It's like, yeah, the family's like, okay, stop, we need to stop. And the sleigh is getting closer and closer to the edge, and Claus falls out, but Jesper is hanging on to the car, onto the sleigh, trying to keep it from tipping over, and he just manages to save it. And then Mrs. Crumb rips the bag even further, causing all the presents to fall out. It's like, oh yeah, during the sleigh chase, like Jesper is trying to get Claus to help. It's like, but he's doing that whole like, oh, now you care about the toys. It's like, seriously, like, I could have gone, but I came back. Can we argue about this later? Like priorities, people. But yeah, so the families have destroyed the toys. They're all good. Like, ha! Now we will go to war against each other again. Yeah. But, yeah, Jesper just tells them like an act of kindness will in return spur another act of kindness, and tells them to turn around. And yeah, the daughter and son I mentioned, like, yeah, now they're together. Like, what? No, put that thing down. And it's like, so yeah, they're busy with that. Yeah, so yeah, it's like, ah, darn, the presents are gone, and Jesper uncovers like one of the presents fell out of the cart, but not over the cliff, and inside was a piece of wood. Yeah, it turns out while the family elders were plotting, the children overheard this and told their teacher. Told Claus, and they set this whole thing up. Like, they actually had a decoy bag. Like, well played. I legit did not see that coming. So yeah, all the toys are actually safe, and they go to deliver all the toys. So yeah, things in town are good. The Crumb and Ellen kids got married, so like they had to end the feud. And Jesper married Alva, had some kids, and for the next 11 years, he and Claus would deliver presents on Christmas to both Smearensburg and beyond. But on the 12th year, well, okay, I need to go back, but I forgot to mention that Claus kind of tends to follow wisps of wind. What she believes is like his wife still kind of being there. And so yeah, on the 12th year, he follows the wisps like, I'll be seeing you again. And he disappears. And Jasper looks everywhere for him, but they couldn't find him. But yeah, Jasper explains that his Christmas tradition is his Christmas tradition is to wait by the fireplace to see Claus, whose spirit delivers toys to children around the world as Santa Claus. Yeah, it was a really good movie.
And I can definitely attest to our non-present friend. The animation is particularly impressive.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Like last week, I mentioned how like the screenshots I saw of the movie kind of reminded me of Wind Waker. First time I saw Claus, it's like, oh, it's the King of Hyrule. Yeah. Although more from Breath of the Wild than Wind Waker. But yeah, very enjoyable. Like I might. Is there a DVD of this, or is it just Netflix? To Amazon. It might just be a Netflix exclusive. Oh, there's a coloring book. Oh darn. So apparently there is no DVD or Blu-ray release of it. That's a shame. Like I would definitely add it to my collection.
Honestly, it isn't too surprising. Not just because of how the year's been, but even before that, uh, even before that, it felt a bit of a digital revolution.
Fair enough.
And by digital, I mean online service, pay for at least given amount of time, and
Yes, the limited exclusivity deal. I can kind of see that. But yeah, like I would definitely add it to my to my holiday collection. You know, something other than yet another version of A Christmas Carol.
I could definitely feel my heart.
So I got
I could definitely
oh
feel my heart being tugged at several times.
yeah.
On an interesting note, seems the product seems the production team were seems the production team were mostly Spanish.
Yeah.
Here it says here the director was a Disney Renaissance guy.
Ooh.
Hunchback, Hercules, and Aladdin. Oh,
Ooh,
and Tarzan.
nice. Eh.
Ooh, we got animated from Beauty and the Beast involved too.
So I got my list for next week ready. Hmm.
Ooh, dedicated to Mary Lesher.
Hmm.
She not only worked on this film, but also Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King.
Cool.
Huh, nothing that dictates a Spider Verse esque look. Because I couldn't help
Hmm.
but get those vibes on occasion.
Yeah. So I don't remember if I mentioned it last week, but yeah, the new well, more stuff came out, but yeah, the new Smash DLC character Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. They actually have an exclusive challenge mode out. Basically, like, oh, if you beat the challenge mode, you can unlock him early because he doesn't properly unlock till like the 22nd. Like, okay, interesting. And as far as lizard-related news, the Luna, the lizard I'm taking care of for my cousin, the crested gecko I'm taking care of for my cousin, has actually been doing fairly well. Seems to be more active lately because basically what was going on was there wasn't enough heat in the RV, so it's like, yeah, where the cage is net, where the thing is now, it's like right by a heater, and it's like, yeah, it seems to be a lot more healthy, so that's good. Ooh, I also did the unboxing video for the December Japan crate.
Good.
Yeah, some items to look forward to is the Caramel Punch Pepsi and Cheesecake Kit Kats.
Oh, also should mention that my parents managed to help me with my Christmas shoppings.
Ooh, nice.
They were willing to sacrifice a couple things so that I could have something to give out this year.
Hmm. But yeah, let's see now. Next Thursday, Friday. Okay, just checking. Yeah, that checks out. Like, we'll work on the 23rd, maybe. Yeah, the place where I work, they're kind of experimenting with having one dinner night per week. Of course, this week it was on Friday, but it's looking like they're going to be trying Wednesdays out. We'll see how that goes. Thankfully, we they're keeping to the previous pay arrangement. The people in charge of where I work are actually really nice because everything's been shut down. They've basically been paying people basically average what they would have made based on last year. So like even if I work one day, I'm still getting paid. Uh, it's really unfortunate. Like a lot of people aren't so lucky, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, now I feel bad. Uh, oh crap! Now I just realized like 1 month, 1 month from Thursday, it'll be my birthday. It's like, oh crap. Uh, what do I want for my birthday? Like, because I'm kind of like at that point where I'm just kind of satisfied with what I have, you know. Like, yeah, maybe getting a few anime box sets would be nice, but that's more clearing stuff off the shopping list than you know. Honestly, I think since I got that Switch for Christmas like 2 years ago, it's just been kind of like, eh, I don't know. Guess I wasn't even expecting to get a Nintendo Switch that year. Like that was a oh, you always have the obligatory expensive item that you don't actually expect to get put on the list, you know? So yeah, legit surprised that year.
Similar related, although in my case, it took some time to actually finally get it.
Yeah.
Although obviously I have a different taste when I mention it. Lionel's original Polar Express set.
Uh, but yeah, it's like yeah, project for the upcoming week. Finally getting the holiday jerky made up. Doing a nice salt and pepper blend, so like it'll be good for anyone to have, including the dog. Because like a lot of seasonings tend to have garlic in them, and you're not supposed to give garlic to dogs, and yeah. Ooh.
Well, I surprisingly managed to marathon, finish marathoning a comic series I've known about for a while. Still have no idea whether DC's doing it, whether DC's thinking of doing a trade of it at some point, but let's just say they didn't. Oh, let's just say no, they were. Let's just say they weren't always focused on superheroes when they were doing Christmas comics.
Hmm.
Started in series started in the series was through the 50s, got a reprints throughout the 70s.
Hmm.
According to research.
I guess we should probably start wrapping up.
So yeah, next week I should have a bit more luck in getting a few extra heads, especially since we worked with these guys before.
Yeah, because next week's gonna be a bit special. Like, yeah, it's actually gonna be a best and worst of animated movies for the past decade.
The way I sort of,
So,
the way I sort of figure that since traditionally I believe the decade would be over after this. Feels a bit feels a bit appropriate to start talking about. Feels appropriate to look back and see how things have come from an animated standpoint.
yeah.
Thankfully I'm able to spice and thankfully I know I'll be able to spice things up with the guests. So yeah, on top of last minute Christmas preps, both of us will have some things to think about.
Yep. Oh, and I guess next week you may also hear us talk about what we may or may not have gotten this year. We'll see. But yeah.
Since we're thinking of that vicinity, I don't think I've heard any thing that's come out in terms of worst animated film this year.
Yeah, I was looking through the list. It's like, huh. Now, for me, it's like mainly basing my list on what I've seen, or at the very least, what I've heard about. So my list won't have that much, and some of them are more like honorable mention spots. But yeah, 2020, it's like, okay, what came out this year?
It's a very small list, and the only one I happened to go to the theaters to was the only one that broke box office. Was the only one that had the top box office numbers,
Yeah,
even if it wasn't whether regardless of animation or not. Probably see if I can spare some time to check out some of the top number, some of the top talked about in the past decade. Although I've seen a few of them, so it shouldn't be too hard to. So there shouldn't be that big of a list to go through.
hmm.
But yeah, a lot of them. Well, particularly on the flip side of things, will mostly be passing word.
Yeah.
Also, may announce a bit of a format change next week in regards to how the show's run. Shouldn't be too much of a should take, shouldn't be too hard in terms of adjustments. But as per usual, stay safe, stay well, and hopefully we will